Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top author trading you with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I'll speak about EURUSD. And as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I'll cover the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, which is what the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving and shifting their orders, which you see right here. And by the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which at the moment is testing a very strong historical monthly support and demand area. From here, in fact, all these previous rejections to the upside were created. Every single time the market tested its zone, it got rejected to the upside quite aggressively. And we can see how at the moment the market tested its zone once again and rejected it to the upside exactly as you would expect in a situation like this. So from a monthly standpoint, we're currently in the process of having a strong rejection to the upside from a historical demand and support zone. Let's keep that in mind and drop down on the weekly time frame. From a weekly perspective, the situation is very clear. From a market structure perspective, we can notice how the market shifted from creating clear lower lows and lower highs. So the market was in a clear downtrend. Then we had the double bottom at this zone and the market inverted to now creating higher highs and higher lows. So we had a perfect transition from a weekly bearish market to then a weekly bullish market, with the inversion pattern being this double bottom created exactly at this area. So from a weekly standpoint, everything looks quite clear. Let's keep also that in mind and drop down on the daily time frame. The last thing that I want to make you notice here on the weekly is that the last move was a strong impulse to the upside. When you have an uptrend, you have the creation of higher highs and higher lows, but after an impulse, you expect a correction for the market to create a new higher low and then a new higher high. So since the last move was this creation of a higher high and impulse to the upside, the next logical step would be the correction and then the continuation to the upside. So there is definitely the possibility of seeing some short-term bearish price action play out before then getting more bullish long-term continuation. Let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the daily time frame. From a daily perspective, I did speak about gold just a few days, about EURUSD just a few days ago. After this impulse, I explained all the reasons for which I was expecting a correction to this zone, which was the previous resistance turn support, and then from here to see this rejection to the upside, which is in fact exactly what the market just did. And by the way, I will link in description that previous analysis so you can go and check it out for more free education. Now, here on the daily, before we dig into more details into what we have from a technical perspective, first, I want to go and check out what we have when it comes to the commitment of traders, so what the big players in the market are doing on the euro. Now, you have to keep in mind that if we are looking at the data on the euro, we're actually already looking at EURUSD, because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. And we can notice how with the last report, we had a slight increase in net positions going from 51k to 59k net positions, which is no surprise. Institutions were longing and the market was moving to the upside quite aggressively. However, if we look at what is being going on, we still see that shorts got increased. We went from 124k to 130k. And if we look at the longs, yes, with the last report, we have seen the increase with the market rejecting to the upside, but there is still definitely the possibility of seeing a short-term correction before then seeing more institutional longing and potentially these shorts actually to start getting closed instead of added, because having an increase of shorts in a bull market usually indicates that a correction is right around the corner before then getting more bullish continuation. So in the very short term, there is definitely the possibility of seeing a short-term correction here on EURUSD from an institutional perspective, especially if that shorting will continue on the institutional side of the market. So In a situation like this, what would I expect? Well, as my students know very well, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bullish to a bearish market, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential short-term correction away from this zone. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. Now, if you want to learn more, I really recommend that you go and check out my website, which is linked in the description, because what you see me share here on YouTube is actually just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, if you head over to the website in the description, you will have the possibility to join the best trading program on the planet. You will gain access to all the courses ranging from the very basics of charting all the way to the more advanced topics like building automated trading strategies using the MQL4 programming language, building portfolios of strategies using quantitative finance tools like the Quant Analyzer, and much more. You will have the possibility, in fact, to gain access to the trading station software with the Telegram notifications integration, one-on-one private mentoring directly with me, the COT data software, which often you see me use directly in my YouTube videos, on all my platforms actually. And if you scroll down, you will see that you also have the possibility to get the integration. So all my EAs, which you find here presented one by one directly on the website. And you also have the possibility to gain access to my live trading show. So I live stream of all the trades on my live account as they're opened, closed, trade, and obviously managed. And if you continue to scroll down, you will see that you have the possibility to join just after here the testimonials and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the checkout process. So I really suggest that at least you go and check it out. The link is in the description and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to click on the like button. Also, let me know in the comments below any new pairs that you would like me to cover in my next videos. Also, any questions you have, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss new updates, and I will see you in my next video.